of the day is Mr. Avik Chanda, a global soul with 2 decades of global consulting experience. He's a business advisor, an entrepreneur, trainer, a regular feature writer, best-selling author, and founder and CEO of Nuva LLP, a startup based on the latest advances in positive psychology. We would like to welcome Mr. Chanda. Can we have Mr. Chanda, please?
Hi. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you're audible. Welcome, Mr. Chanda. It's my pleasure to host you today in this platform.
Thanks so much for giving me this time, and thanks for the opportunity to talk to everyone here who are attending.
Thanks to you, thanks to you. You know, with the valuable time you have given us this, this session, that slot.
Sure. So let me get started by saying that I know that this forum is meant essentially for students who are like in the class 11 and class 12, right? Now, I do have a brush with education. I do have a connect with education. I'm a visiting faculty at IIT Delhi and also a visiting faculty at XLRI. Now, at XLRI, I teach people who do their executive MBA courses. So they're people who are typically in their 30s. And it's been years and years and years, as you can make out, since I have done my board exams when I was in school. So what am I talking to you about then? I'm talking to you about something intrinsic and something fundamental to all human beings, regardless of your age. And that is focus and that is concentration. Okay? That is the topic, that is the subject on which I want to talk to you about. And I want to share some of my experiences and also maybe some tips in the 10 odd minutes that I have. The first thing I wanted to talk about is what not to do. I would say, and it's going to sound very counterintuitive, it may be saying, okay, what is Obik saying? Because that doesn't work. Everyone in the world says something different. Let me start with that. Do only one thing at the same time. At one given point of time, do just one thing, whatever it is. If you're doing the maths exam preparation, then do just that. Don't think about anything else. Okay, easier said than done. But at only one point, concentrate on one thing. So what is this going against? Everybody talks about multitasking. The more we multitask, the sharper we are, the smarter we are, the better we are, the more productive we are, right? Wrong. So I'll tell you a little story, if I may. So this was a good 5-6 years back. I was a VP at one of the big four consulting firms, and I typically had like 75 or 80 hours of work per week. And there was this particular evening, and I had this Raj room, which is my cabin, my office. So at least 3 things were happening simultaneously. All right. So the first thing that was happening is on my desk, there was a phone, and there was this was late in the evening, and there was a conference call that was happening with some folks in the US. So 5-6 different people on the call, lots of crosstalk in different kinds of accent and diction, right? So that's happening. And I've put the phone on mute. So I'm supposed to be listening in and getting the insights from what's happening in the meeting. That's number one. That's activity number one. Activity number two, because it's on mute, I had 2 or 3 other people who belonged to a completely different team working on a totally different project who are having another sidebar conversation. So those 3 guys, okay, are having another meeting, and I'm looking at them as well and trying to participate there as well. The third thing that I'm doing is I have my laptop open and I've got my emails coming in. And as and when I see an important email, because I don't want to sit up doing that at midnight, I'm just responding to that. Yes, approved. Thank you. Give us a day. We'll get back to you by Monday. All of these kind of responses, right? Receipts, responses. So these are 3 things that are going on. And I was really proud of myself. Wow, I'm a cool dude. I can do all of these things at the same time. I am that productive. It's like literally doing 3 people's work at one point of time. Great. Except that when I went home that night, I was just having a conversation with my wife, late dinner, around 10 p.m. And then she was asking me, I mean, she wasn't being sarcastic. She wasn't trying to plug holes or anything. She just asked me out of curiosity. So what was happening in that call with those US folks? And I was like, um, well, you know what it is like, right? Lots of people talking. I could detect a Bostonian accent, and there was someone from South India, and then I think there was a Bengali, and they were just talking about the project and what we need to do next week and next month and so forth, etc. And she was like, "Yeah, but what was the takeaway from that meeting? What did they actually say on the call?" And I just went blank. That's when I realized, right? I go on autopilot and auto cruise mode every single day doing the same thing. And I couldn't tell her. I couldn't tell her, forget about 5 points, like, the top 5 points or top 3 points. I couldn't tell her anything. Then she said, okay, so what was happening in the meeting in your chamber, in your office? There was some other meeting that was happening. And I said, yeah, those 3 guys were talking about this project that we're going to do, this competency development that we're going to do. We've done this software that we need to test, etc. And she was like, okay, so what was the outcome of that meeting? And I was like, um, right? Again, I drew a blank. The only thing that I could really tell her coherently was about the emails that I was doing, because I was actually reading the emails and they were going from my inbox with my signature. So I had to write something coherent and I had to write something sensible. Otherwise, people would think, okay, Avik's gone mad. That's the only thing that I could recall and tell her. Okay, so moral of this story is we think that we are being very smart doing this multitasking, doing 5 things at the same time. It does not work. It just does not work. And in fact, I wrote a book which came out in 2017, was published by HarperCollins, called From Command to Empathy. And one of the things that I've talked here is why multitasking doesn't work. And I've given an exercise there which proves that in 99, 9 out of 10 cases, 9 out of 10 situations, multitasking does not work. It just does not work. Okay. So that's the first thing. And the second thing that I'm going to talk to you about is related to the first thing. Is if I'm doing one thing at the same time, only one thing at a given point in time, what does that mean? Logical corollary of that is I should avoid digital distraction. I'll give you a simple example. Okay. Before I got into the call at 11:45 today, I had 2 spreadsheets open because that's what I was working on, the calls in the morning, the 2 calls that I had in the morning. I, of course, had my email open. I had my personal mail open. I had my startup that Hilam talked about, my company mail open. I had in YouTube open because I was listening to some music while I was working. And then I had a couple of bunch of like documents open, like 2 Word documents open. There's a session that's coming up in the evening, a presentation that I wanted to send to a prospect, all of these things open. And what I did just before I got into the call is one by one, carefully made sure that each of these is closed. Why? Because I don't need to be thinking about what I'm going to say in a session that begins at 8 p.m. today. Why? Because right now it's 14 past 12. I can start thinking about that at 7 or at 7:30. Sure. But at that point of time, I'm not going to be doing anything else. So avoid the digital distraction. It is a very easy thing to say, but a very powerful thing. When you're studying, keep your phone on silent. The world is not going to come to an end. It feels like that, but it's not. Close all the other applications. Only you're working on something, and this is more important because most of the time these days, the education, the instruction, the course, all of that's happening online. So you're sitting in front of a machine or in front of your phone all the time, right? That has its own effects. I'm not getting into the details. That has, sort of psychological things that are happening, and you have digital fatigue and your eyes can start to hurt if you're in front of it 15 hours a day. All of that apart, right? Everything else that you're not doing at that point, just shut those applications. For one, your processing speed is going to get better on what you're doing. So that's the second thing I wanted to talk about. And the third thing I want to talk about is a much bigger, much larger thing called mindfulness. All right. If you have mindfulness, if you're mindful of what you're doing, then automatically your complete focus and concentration is going into that. Right. And people at Harvard and MIT have been studying this particular phenomenon for the last 4 or 5 decades. And what everyone across the board, all academics, are agreed on. Academics are like doctors, they're like economists. Not everyone agrees with everybody else. Okay, it's difficult to find 10 people who agree with each other. But here, almost everyone agrees. You know what they agree on? Most of us are unmindful almost all the time. Most of us are unmindful almost all the time. Guaranteed. Okay. Some of you are doing something else. Some of you are looking at your mobile phone. Some of you are attending this session and, okay, I've got this thing coming up. Oh, shoot, I needed to have done this. Oh, that's, Ramani ma'am was expecting this. Oh, Mitul sir was expecting that. You're going and you're processing something else and you're missing out on whatever is happening here. Guaranteed. I'll give you a situation where you are mindful. Each of you, I can guarantee, all of us are mindful in one situation. Anywhere in India, any time of the day or night, you're crossing a street. You have to be mindful. Because if you're not mindful, you don't know what's going to happen. You can go down into a manhole, you can trip over something that's been dug up, okay? Or an auto which is coming exactly in the opposite direction, typical Desi style, can just bump into you. Guaranteed. Everyone, that is mindfulness. That is what I mean by mindfulness. Think of it when you're crossing a street, any street, anywhere in India. How do you behave? How alert are you? How focused are you? That is the benchmark of mindfulness. Anything less than that, you're not being mindful. Now think about it. Talk about that. Think of that as your basic, like your threshold, base score, floor score of the level of mindfulness that you need to have. Because once it is that you are mindful, then a whole lot of additional things start to happen. And how can you be mindful? There are many tips and tricks and techniques and frameworks. I'm not going to go into all of them because I think I've already overshot my time and there are speakers who are going to go into more formally. But I'll tell you one thing. The best thing, and this has again been proved, empirically proved by documentary scientific evidence over decades of research. The best way of increasing mindfulness is something that was invented here in India and perfected thousands of years ago. You can call it meditation, you can call it yoga, you can call it other forms like Tai Chi, whatever, right? Essentially, that practice of being with yourself and going within yourself, there is nothing better. There is no magic pill or capsule that you can have which is going to better that in improving your mindfulness, improving your focus, improving your concentration. Okay. Now, I'm hoping that there'll be other occasions where we can meet and have a chat, maybe more interactive than me just talking to the camera like this. But I hope you can take some takeaways away from what I said. Thanks again for listening in and hope to catch up soon. Thanks, Jerem. Back to you.
Thank you.
Um, yeah,
Thank you, Mr. Chandra. Like,
thank you.
while listening to this, I was always thinking about the story of Arjuna, while he was asked by Dronacharya, like what you are actually looking. The others were telling about the sky, the tree, but he told like the eye.
Yes, I can only see the eye, not even the fish, not even the full fish. I can only see an eye, nothing else.
That is what I was relating to.
Exactly. That is unwavering mindfulness.
Thank you.
100% focus.
God. Thanks
Okay.
a lot. We will be definitely catching soon.
All right. Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye, bye, bye. So that was Mr. Chanda sharing tips, tricks with the here. Coming to our next guest speaker, he is a close friend. Sorry, she's a close friend. She's Dr. Shritama Mitra Ghosh. Yes, she is in PhD in Applied Psychology, certified psychiatrist counselor from Indian Psychological Society, certified advanced career counselor for Bodhami, India, presently attached with HM Education Center, a CBSC attached school, an assistant psychology teacher, as well as school counselor. With her vast knowledge and practical experiences, she is here to share her thoughts and provide you guys with tips again so that you can adopt all the obstacles and come up with an winner. So, can we please have Shritama, please?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, Shritama, you are audible.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, ECPT, for giving me such opportunity to share my opinion in this platform. Thank you so much. So, with due to the honorable speaker, I would like to share some tips for your upcoming examination for class 10, class 11, and class 12 students. So, one thing that we are very well known about the pandemic situations, along with the online classes, it has some advantages and also some disadvantages. So, first we talk about how we actually proceed to the upcoming examination. That throughout the 9 or 10 months we are going through the online classes and everything. The mode is online, was online, but now we have to give our exam in the physical mode, and those online examination notes and PDFs, all these things now we have to find out in front of us, and we are going to reach the examination hall by physically. So this is a very turmoil situations, and our mind also in very dilemma. So can I share the screen? If you give me the screen option, may I share the screen?
Yes, you are a co host. You can share the screen.
Okay, thank you. First of all, um, examination, whenever I am telling about the examination purpose, that preparation. So first, we focus our examination pattern, how to concentrate and how to focus. So if I break down the word focus, so it means the follow one, F for follow, O for one, C for course, U for until, S for success. So we are the students, we have to follow one course at a time. That means you have to follow the attention level, concentration level, that should be selective one, not a divided attention, not a very one, two, three, four multi attentive task. No. In the examination purpose, you have to first create a routine, make a routine every day. And in your routine, this is not only your academic, all the academic purposes have been count down. No, in your routine, the arrival time, the bedtime, your lunch time, your rest time, all are included in your routine. So in this case, we have to follow, we have to focus our first day, first study. So whenever we get ready for our exam, there are so many noises, so many environmental effects are there. So ideal situation doesn't find out. This is impossible. So when we focus one thing, there are so many variables, there are so many noise, there are so many disturbance actually, or distracting object actually there. So we can't control the environment at all. So here we have to focus or have to adjust with my environment, with some techniques and with some tricks, and these tricks and techniques is very much essential for the study and also for the examination. So first here you see overall, if the study going better, the first stage is not all stress is bad. Yes, if you have no anxiety regarding your examination, if you don't have any tension regarding your examination, you are very free, very happy go lucky, very casual. So this is not okay. So there are some stress that is called stress is very necessary for your examination purpose. But we have to find out this is not the examination anxiety. So what is examination and anxiety? That is a combination of physical symptoms and emotional reaction that interfere with our ability to perform well on test. So these examination anxiety, we actually all are having, but that certain level have to maintain. So this anxiety maybe sometimes is very helpful to study or to motivate yourself for the study. So number two, you see, there is the 20-minute study rule. Yes, you have to find out the, first you find out the your subject. Say, if you are humanities student, so your compulsory subject you just find out that is English or any other language subject. So you know that you are very well about in the subject of English or not well very. So you have to find out that if there is only the practice will be there, so you have to find out 20 minutes, 20 minutes for English. But in case of geography, in case of economics, in humanities students, I would say, and in case of science students, physics, chemistry, mathematics, so there you have to give up 45 minutes to 1 hour. So you have to break down your time or time management in your routine, in your daily routine for according to your comfort zone of very much that particular concerned subjects. So this is very important. If I will go for English on 20 minutes, but not we go for the maths only 20 minutes. Math should be 1 hour if I comfortable. Okay. Now the three is say it out look. It means that whenever we go for the particular subject, please focus on that subject. And it is remember very well that whenever we go through one subject at a time, after 20 minutes or 1 hour, we actually taking a break. We are taking a break for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then we go for another subject. So this break time, we don't browse our mobiles, not read the newspaper, TV, watching, not watching TV. So we just taking a rest, a little nap, or doing some walk, or others just shut down and just sit on the bed or the table on the chair, sorry, on the sofa like this. But take a rest means is the brain rest. The previous material should be involved or insert in your brain and just free from the brain side for the upcoming new material. This rest is very much important. With this rest, proper eating habits, it's very, very, very much important. Proper eating habits, healthy diet, and obviously not so using taking junk foods and all these. There are some another thing I am sharing with you, that reading. Reading is the main capacity to involve learning with the students or interaction of the learning material with the students. The best medium is the reading, but reading a little bit loudly. Okay, so please read and listen to any audio. Whenever you see, whenever you listen any audio, just try to see also, because picture and audio visual is very much effective, and it very creates a very significant impact in our brain as well as our mind. So in the next session I just telling about how to do this. So you use technology like you know that in online classes using the some apps, webex, zoom and other apps, and some you're making pdfs, word files, and you know everything from youtubes and googles. So use technology is very much important. And whenever you making some flow chart, you making some categorizations, you making some mind map, this is very much effective on your study. So now I am sharing with one thing, that how audiovisual actually making the best way to remember something. So if any situation, say like any cartoon, okay. So listen the cartoon, and whenever see in your on your TV, that is much more impactful on your mind. So whenever you read something, a line, a paragraph, or whatever the maths, you just read and then you have to write in a rough copy. This is very essential. How this is going on, I'm just sharing with this. Just take a break 1 minute. I'm just sharing the um, white screen and I am telling about this. First of all, okay. First of all, I'm telling you two subjects like subject 1 and subject 2. Okay. So if subject was taking 20 minutes and subject 2 obviously taking 1 hour. So suppose in subject 1, that is English, I'm already told about. Suppose a subject 1 is English. So if English, there is 4 questions we have to prepare, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So each questions, between the each questions, you have to give a rest for 5 minutes at, at least. Give a rest for 5 minutes at least. Why I am telling this? We actually remember from the whole list the first order, that is the primary things and the recent things. We actually forgot the middle order. So whenever there is no time gap, whenever there is no rest actually, so what happened? The primary selection, this means that particular portion, the learning material can be hampered the middle portion like this, and the recent situation or recent material can be hampered also the middle portion like this. So that's why rest is very much important between these questions. Okay. Now, after getting over the English subject, you are moved to the another subject, that is whatever that is. So you make a rest for 10 minutes between the subjects. And here also there are so many questions, so you have to take a rest and then just go for the another questions answer. So this is very much effective. This is very much effective for your study, and it is scientifically based. Okay. So and effective for memorization capacity also. We know that write things down, talk out loudly, creating mind map and test yourself. So whenever I complete my study, I just test myself that okay, is it completed or not. Practice and is all the process of memorization. But the study just like this, the breakdown study and this primacy effect and recency effect is also very much helpful to this. And the number two, it is also very important that categorization. Say, like I'm telling about any general subject. Okay, so when there is some features I am going through. Okay, some features I am going through, whatever the features is, the object is, some features I'm going through. So I write down in my rough copy the features. Like now, the features of some object or some situation, 10 features are there. And there is a 2 or 3 sentences of each feature. So I'm not writing the thorough sentences, the 10, all the 10 points. I just write down like this, just categorize like this. This is mind mapping also. The first feature, suppose that is size. The first feature name is size. So under size, there are, I already told that there are 4 or 3 sentences there. So under size, there are some important word. So you write down 1, 2, 3, 4, just like this. Under size. Only the word, important technical word. Now the shape is the second feature. So you write shape, okay, and you write down the important point only, not in a sentence. You just read and then you write. That is audio visual effect. And you just see, you just going through this process, and before the examination, just in a hall, you see your rough copy, and then you go through the examination and you see the result. This is very much effective. And one more thing, I'm also telling you, that is the motivation purpose. Obviously, motivate yourself. the goal you have to remember, and finally you move on that particular goal. Push yourself, because this is your study, this is your score, this is your paper, this is your life, so no one else is going to do it for you. So it's very much important for you that you have to make it properly. Now I am telling you the online testing tools, that is very much important. In case of online examinations, we are feeling very there are sound effects, there are some internet issues are there. So these are the very much problematic situations. So in case of online tools, we have to make use the highlighters, and you know that using the highlighters, you know that in your gallery, in your edit options, you see the highlighters. And obviously I am sharing the whiteboard. Okay, so you ask the teacher, and you also, in case of any online classes and all that, before the examination, you can share the whiteboard. You can express your problem through the whiteboard and like this. Second one is the pointer. You know, whenever go through the online process, there is monitor and there is a pointer, and they make some scratch on the screen. So you use also that pointer. If you have any PDF or any Word file, and you have to go through that particular learning material for your examination, and there is a lot of files are there, so printout is impossible for you. So you have to go through like this, and just see the highlighted points, capital bold points, and see the pointer, and then write in your rough copy. One rough copy, it's my request to all of you that one rough copy you are making for your examination for all the subjects. Your English also there, maths, physics, chemistry, biology, your accounts, whatever the subjects you are having, you just make one rough copy. And whenever you go through and you read something, whatever the learning materials is, you just write down in your rough copy only the important point. And before the examination, whenever you see, okay, so size have 4 points are there. So obviously I am going through the 4 points. So just I remember, okay, the number one points, the sentence are like this, the examples are like this. So this is the main thing, the audio visual effect, number one. And second is the pointer. Pointer is make the whole thing. When you see the newspaper, there is a one heading, and one heading itself saying about all the material just involving in particular heading, right? So here also the heading or the sub points or the pointer may help you to point out or further description. So I think this is very much important for your upcoming examination. Please go through with this, and you see the result. This is very much important and very effective also. So if there is any question, please ask me. If any student, if you have any question, yes,
Hi, Shitama. Can you hear me?
yes, 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 yes.
So, we already have few questions.
Hmm. Yes, I can see in the chat box, right? Okay.
Can you see and check the chat box?
Yes, 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 yes.
If there is, you don't see a chat message here because we have got in the group. So I'm just repeating it. It's like, how can I lower my exam tension? Is there any medicine for that?
No, I think medicine. Yes, there are medicines. Obviously, there are medicines, but this is not the long time purpose. Because today I am having my 10th board examination. Tomorrow I am having 12th board examination. So in case of any exam, before the examination, I'm taking some medicine which actually reduce the palpitation, anxiety, tension. This is not done. This is not the long lasting treatment for you. You have to counsel yourself. Why I'm so anxiety? So I'm telling you, your exam will be starting from June, I think, June, May, and June. So there is a time of for 2 months, and I guarantee this. Whatever I am telling you in a whiteboard, the methods of studying, please go through this method. This is very much effective for you. And if you feel any problem regarding this matter, how to apply, how to proceed, you can message me, you can contact with me. I am help you, because there are so many students, those who are not attentive also in their studies, they also get very good result from this method.
Uh,
Okay.
another
Yes.
student wrote, at times I feel cold and feverish in the exam room. Is it
Yes.
something serious issue or like all are mental?
No, these are the mental issues actually. First of all, this is a not a pranayam or not a meditation. You just on the morning, whenever you rise on your bed, just before leaving the room, you sit on the bed very straight. You sit, your spine is straight, and you just close your eyes and just breathe in 5 or 6 seconds. Please hold the breath, then breathe out. So breathe in and breathe out. This is the one time. Like this is the 10 times morning and 10 times before going to bed night. You just do it. It is very much helpful to increasing the concentration power also. Just do it like this and eat properly and focus on your study. I'm already telling you that there are so many environmental effects, environmental noise and environmental variables in our, and we can't control them. So you have to manage within this. We have to manage because we have to do. Okay. So just go for a particular perfect routine. That means from Monday to Sunday, perfect routine from whenever you just rise from the bed and going to the bed, that one point half an hour, 1.5 hour. So the breakdown 1.5 hour routine. There is a lunch break. Everything you are write down your subject choices. If you choice first subject is history, then should your choice should be like economics. Then you choose a very light subject like second language and all that. Then you choose a very tough subject for you only. Okay, so just look like this: physics, chemistry, math. Not you don't read like this. So physics, after physics you go for some light subject, then you go for again chemistry. So this is the way you have to make the routine and follow the audio visual memorization study plan. This is very important for you.
Um, again, related, I think you have already,
Hmm.
my exam tension, a psychological problem.
Yeah,
So
obviously.
yeah, that is like, at times this does happen. I am totally prepared. When I when get the question papers, I tend to forget everything.
Okay, so in that case, I am all obviously I'm telling again and again that memorization, audio visual, rough copy is very much essential for you, because whenever you go for the revision, but you revise and write down the question answer. Okay, the full question answer. So whenever you forgot the full question answer on one line or two sentences, you forgot all the question answer. But whatever you just remember the points, only the points, you can make the description. So point is very much important. There are 10 points, so you have to write the 10 points. So now you make or explanation or the description in between the points, you have to make it your own. So this is very important for you. And one more thing I am telling you, in examination, if you see that one question, there are so many points are there, but whenever we write now, we just write one point, just give the heading and just explain the point. Number two, number three, after number five, we forgot from 6 to 12 points. So this is very bad for you, for your score. So you go through first, you write down all the 12 points between some spaces for explanation only. First, you write all the points, then you write the in between the materials. This is the tricks for getting more score.
Okay. Uh, so I don't see any more questions over here. Thanks a lot, Shritama. It was a wonderful, detailed session, I would say. The presentation, it's like kind of an audiovisual thing, gets in more impact, I think, in the brains. So the way you have written and told and explained the things, it was wonderful. And thanks a lot for being a part of our counseling education also. Hope to
Thank you.
soon with our other students sharing their problems or something. You are there as their savior.
Yes, yes, yes. If there is any problem to applicate or implemented this procedure, please contact with me. This is very easy and this is very impactful also.
Right, right. Okay, so we move
Thank you.
on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jitma. We'll catch up. Um, so, before we move on to our next speaker, just a few words for our main sponsor, ECPT, EduGuide Career Predictive Test, powered by IBM's AI and deep learning, and created by the best and best of the scientists from IBM and EduGuide. It can be considered as the perfect guide, an online career counselor, a ready scientific horoscope for students and young professionals. ECPT has more than 12,000 career combinations waiting for you. Just click www.ecptonline.com and experience the magic. There are two sections in the website. There is one free test and there is a paid test. In the free test, there are a few questions which you can complete within 15 minutes. And in the paid test, there is 120 minutes of a long question and answer pattern. And it relates to your attitude, aptitude, and aspirations. In the end of the test, you will be provided with three specifically preferred and recommended career choices that suits you as an individual. Further to this, if you think you have questions, we are always there for you. To add, you can also have one-on-one counseling sessions with our very senior counselors from around the world, in fact. So, just I would request my IT team show few of the AV which we have for our students and guests today. Uh, can you please show the videos, please?
Are you stressed out, indecisive, and confused about your career? ECPT A120 Minutes, world's most technologically advanced career predictive test. IBM's AI and deep learning technology will match your skills and aptitude to over 1,400 careers. Get your career tested at ecptonline.com.
That was ECPT for you. In this phases of confusion and commotion, I would always share like you have to be very focused and concentrated on the matters you are solving and thinking. So there are subjects which you think are more problematic. You should not avoid them. Rather, you should you should read more of them. So when I was a student, I never had that intention to read history. I used to think like, what is happening in history has gone far back. So why should I get into the matter? What has happened earlier? But I later realized it was actually making sense to know the history to make it more interesting for the future. So right now we were having a conversation with a counselor or an career guru, or we have teacher. I was expecting a guest, Dr. Priyanka Sharma, the dean. Uh, I would request my IT team just to check whether Dr. Sharma is here. Else we will.
Not yet joined, ma'am.
Not yet joined. Okay, okay. So that is fine. In the meantime, can you please, from the IT division, play our few of the interesting ECPT videos, because I would like to introduce ECPT with the longer videos. What is ECPT all about, and how the scientist from the background has actually boiled down to this and made this happen, as an ECPT online test. So can we have that, AV? Because I think there is a kind of an internet issue from her side. We will be catching up. So in the meantime, just for a few minutes, can you just play the ECPT video, please? The detailed video for us.
EduGuide Career Predictive Test by EduGuide will surely act as a fundamental point of reference for counseling for students and parents alike. Students in high school, in senior school, are often very confused because they're at crossroads and are unable to decide on the choice of subjects. Taking ECPT will surely be one of the biggest advantages for students, as it will help them make some very credible career choices. Students can find more than 2,000 career recommendations by taking the ECPT test. ECPT, the test, is divided into three broad categories of attitude, aptitude, and aspirations. This will help them identify not only the areas for improvement but also their strengths.
Hi, I just got a message. Is Dr. Priyanka is here, please? And I think there is a name. You didn't get there is an internet issues. Can you just mention which name? Then we will give you the co-host right, because I know you have to present something, right, Dr. Priyanka? Is there any? So I can also take any question from the students before Dr. Priyanka just gets some time, because you need to give her a time to get the co-host right. So if you think you have any questions, I can say it. Else, I would like to share a few things with you what ECPT is planning for future. So as long as it is an online test, you are always welcome to have a look with it wherever in the world you are here. So along with this test, now when the world is opening and we are having our classes back, I think this will actually enable you as an individual to know what you are best in. I know at times the family pressure or peer pressure is there, like you have to be a doctor, you have to be a scientist or something else, but you want to be a Olympic athlete. It's something weirdly something thing, but maybe you just do not know where you are good at. So I think this is a perfect time to get in sync with your dreams, your wish, and technically, if you are sound, you can go for it or not. So ECPT is something, it's a kind of a train breaker. And this is for the young and the new Indian. It's like you are not restricted to some XYZ, only these kind of an career graphs, but you can also think about something new, because there are more than 14,000 career combinations for you. So that is something kind of a revolutionary platform, what we think. And we definitely want to highlight IIT or IIM or JNU, like all is not the benchmark. You are you in the end of the day. You might be somewhere in Bihar but doing a Madhumani art, and that is making you in a global presence. So don't restrict yourself and think that if you have not cracked IIT, you have not cracked the joint, you have not been able to do the SATMA. It's nothing that. You can have your own path, and that is the path breaking thing, and you are you in the end of the day. Along with this, ECPT is coming up very soon with a vernacular language. Again, keeping that in the same way, we don't think English to be the only medium where you can express it. So we have so many languages in this country, and we will be eventually getting into almost all the zones. We will be launching Hindi, we will be launching Bengali, we will be launching like Gujarati or South Indian. So there are various plans for ECPT which we can cater to the most and the most beneficial way to all the students. Now, not restricted to the urban, you can also get into, like, we are also getting into the in the depth and the details of the rural population, because we want to get into some kind of an activity which is meaningful to the society. Adding to that, we are thinking about coming up with something as a new way of addressing specially abled children. So ECPT has lots of things in plan for the future, and we would definitely like to have your participation, your encouragement, and your registrations to us. For any complications, any help, we are there for you. So we would definitely like you to just first test the free test format, which is only 15 minutes with few of the questions. You can have a hang of what ECPT is dealing, and you will get a 10 career options which nearly get into your aptitude, aspiration, or your technical side. But if you get into and want to know the details of your career, so it is a preferred way, because there is no human biasness in it. It is totally backed by scientific and AI and deep learning technology. It's only INR 999 for you. It's just nothing what we spend with the shopping or online something. So I would request and I definitely advise you to take ECPT soon. So can we have okay, so I now got an so here, yes, with all these speakers along with us, we have today Dr. Priyanka Sharma, the dean of GFKTII School of Fashion and Design, in person here to introduce Gulshan Kumar Film and Television Institute of India to the students along with the courses. I would request my IT team to connect Dr. Sharma in the main session, please. Can you hear us, Dr. Sharma?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'm able to. Yeah.
Welcome, ma'am. It's wonderful to meet you in virtually. It is a pleasure to host you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I would request now the ball is in your court. Can you please kindly introduce your institute to all of us?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. Yeah, I'm Dr. Priyanka, Dean School of Fashion and Design from GKFTII. And today I got a very interesting topic to discuss with you guys. That is the exam preparation, how to concentrate and focus. Now I'm sharing the PPT with you guys. Okay. Okay. I think there is some internet issues we heard. I will just explain you accordingly. Okay. Uh, the most important thing all of you heard about the story that there was a hare and a tortoise. Okay. एग्जाम प्रिपरेशन क्या है? एग्जाम जब भी होता है हम लोग इतना वरीड क्यों हो जाते हैं? ठीक है, हमें एक डर रहता है कि वाह अभी एग्जाम है, हमारा एग्जाम है, हमारा एग्जाम है. बट हमें ये कभी भी नहीं भूलना चाहिए कि जो हेयर एंड टोटोटॉइस का स्टोरी था, स्लोली एंड स्टडी विन द वेव्स. ओके, जो टोटोटॉइस था वो स्लोली चला, बट वो कॉन्टिन्यूएशन में चल रहा था. इसी तरीके से हमें अपना स्टडीज का भी ध्यान देना चाहिए कि हमें कॉन्टिन्यूएशन में हर वक्त अपना स्टडी कंटिन्यू रखना चाहिए. एंड द कॉन्टिन्यूटी ही आपकी स्टडीज के लिए सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट की है. डेली पढ़िए, थोड़ा पढ़िए, बट आप उसको रेगुलर पढ़ते रहिए. ओके, एंड शेड्यूलिंग, सेकेंड चीज इज शेड्यूलिंग. शेड्यूलिंग इज वेरी इफेक्टिव पार्ट. शेड्यूल किस टाइप का शेड्यूल होना चाहिए? शेड्यूल होना चाहिए दैट वन अडियर टू इट. जो आपने अपना शेड्यूल बनाया है आपको उसको फॉलो करना चाहिए. ओके, डेली आप अपना एक रूटीन बनाइए कि यस मुझे इतने आवर्स पढ़ना है, तो आपको वो चीज कंटिन्यू रखना चाहिए। ओके, सेकेंड थिंग शेड्यूलिंग में जो आता है दैट इज द रीजनेबल फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी ऑफ कोर्स। अपने आप को थोड़ा फ्लेक्सिबल भी रखिए। आपने बेशक आपने एक अपना शेड्यूल बनाया है 3 मिनट 4 मिनट 3 घंटे 4 घंटे का, लेकिन अगर आपको उस बीच में 1 आवर आपको अपनी किसी फ्रेंड की पार्टी अटेंड करनी है या आपको किसी इंपॉर्टेंट कोर्स पे जाना है, तो आपको उस जगह पे जाना है, तो कोई बात नहीं, आप वो भी चीज एंजॉय करिए एंड लास्ट में आप उसको थोड़ा सा कवर अप कर लीजिए। ठीक है, तो अपना शेड्यूल को थोड़ा फ्लेक्सिबल भी रखिए आप। द थर्ड थिंग इज मेक इट विजिबल। जो भी आपने अपना शेड्यूल बनाया है उसको थोड़ा सा विजिबल रखिए। विजिबल रखने का मतलब ये हुआ कि आप उसको या तो अपने स्टडी टेबल के सामने कहीं पिन अप करके रखिए, या जहां भी अगर आप थोड़ा घर में पूरे घर में घूमते हुए कहीं पढ़ते हैं तो वहां पे आप उसको उस टाइप से बना के वो शेड्यूल को कहीं पे पेस्ट करके रखें। ओके, एंड आई विल गिव यू सम टिप्स फॉर द एग्जाम। कि जो टिप्स होता है, फर्स्ट होता है पॉजिटिव इमेजिनेशन। आपको पॉजिटिव अपना इमेजिनरी रखना चाहिए। आपको आपका जो भी इमेजिनेशन है उसको, तो जो भी आपने सोचा है कि मुझे ये बनना है मुझे ये करना है, उसको पॉजिटिव पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू में लेके चलिए। ठीक है, सेकंड इज योर बेस्ट परफॉर्मेंस। अपनी तरफ से बेस्ट परफॉर्मेंस देने का कोशिश करिए आप कि मैं ये करूंगी या मैं ये करूंगा, मुझे अपना एक पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड आपको रखना है अपना। ठीक है, योर प्रिपरेशन। आप अपनी प्रिपरेशन कैसे रख रहे हैं, क्या चीज आपको अचीव करना है, उसके अकॉर्डिंग आप अपनी प्रिपरेशन को रखिए, अपने अकॉर्डिंग रखिए। ओके, जस्ट फोकस ऑन यू। आपको किसी और पे फोकस नहीं करना है, आपको सिर्फ अपने आप पे फोकस करना है कि यस मुझे ये अचीव करना है। आपको ये चीज नहीं देखनी है वो इतना पढ़ रहा है मैं इतना कम क्यों पढ़ रही हूँ, नो, आपको सिर्फ अपने आप पे फोकस रखना है। ओके, देन द चैलेंजेस, ऑब्वियसली लाइफ में चैलेंजेस बहुत आते हैं, उसे पॉजिटिव तरीके से एक्सेप्ट करने की कोशिश करिए, देन ओनली यू विल अचीव योर गोल। ओके, एंड ओवरकमिंग सेटबैक। आपने लाइफ में जरूर पीछे के टाइम पे कुछ अच्छा किया होगा, वो अच्छी चीजें सोच के आप आगे मूव ऑन करिए अपनी लाइफ। ओके, और एक अच्छी नैप लेना, गुड नाइट नैप लेना इज मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग। ओके, तो ये सब चीजें क्या है, ये है आपकी एग्जाम्स की प्रिपरेशन, कंसंट्रेशन, फोकस करने के लिए। बट लाइफ में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट जो चीज है दैट इज you should develop your interest and it should stimulate your mind. Okay, develop to desire something new। खाली वो ही कोर्सेस के पीछे मत चलिए कि हाँ यही है बस यही करना है, नो। हम सबके अंदर जो होता है एक बहुत क्रिएटिव माइंड होता है। ओके, हम सबके अंदर कुछ ना कुछ क्रिएटिविटी है। वो क्रिएटिविटी कैसे बाहर आएगी वो भी आप ही को लानी है। ठीक है, और वो जो क्रिएटिविटी होती है उसको आप कहीं ना किसी एक मतलब लाइफ में बहुत बड़ा आप स्थान तक पहुंच सकते हैं। ठीक है, तो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट होता है इसी तरीके की जो क्रिएटिविटी होती है हमारे यहाँ इंस्टीट्यूट में सिखाई जाती है, दैट इज GKFTII स्कूल ऑफ फैशन एंड डिजाइन। व्हाट इज द फैशन फील्ड? फैशन फील्ड इज अ क्रिएटिव फील्ड। ठीक है, जितना भी आप में क्रिएटिविटी है आप वो चीज को एक फैशन फील्ड में लाके आप उसको पूरा इनहांस कर सकते हो। एंड गुलशन कुमार जी का एक सपना था, आप सबको पता है, टी सीरीज जो है वो गुलशन कुमार जी ने एक बहुत बड़े मतलब कि एक लाइफ लाइन है वो इंडियन फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के। उनका बहुत बड़ा रोल था कि मुझे एजुकेशन, सब बच्चों के पास एक एजुकेशन पहुंचना चाहिए, तो उन्होंने स्कूल ऑफ फैशन एंड डिजाइन ओपन किया है यहाँ पे। एंड स्कूल ऑफ फैशन एंड डिजाइन में ही हैज गिवन द चांस टू ईच एंड एवरीवन कि आप अपनी क्रिएटिविटी वो करिए। यहाँ पे एक बुकिश वो नहीं है हर चीज की, बस खाली इतना पढ़ना और इतना लिखना है। हर एक के अंदर जो भी क्रिएटिविटी है, वेदर इट इज कमिंग इन द फॉर्म ऑफ योर पेंटिंग, योर स्केचिंग, योर क्राफ्टिंग, किसी भी चीज में, तो यहाँ पे इसी हिसाब से हम लोगों ने 4 कोर्सेज रन कर रहे हैं। हम लोग 1 ईयर डिप्लोमा कोर्स रन कर रहे हैं इन फैशन एंड टेक्सटाइल डिजाइन, जिसमें आपको फैशन फील्ड तो अलग से मिलेगा, टेक्सटाइल फील्ड भी अलग मिलेगा, बट हमने दोनों को कंबाइन करके 1 ईयर का कोर्स बनाया है, जिसमें डिप्लोमा एंड पीजी डिप्लोमा दोनों है। आप आफ्टर 10th एंड 12th एडमिशन ले सकते हैं यहाँ पे। देन वी आर रनिंग BSc फैशन डिजाइन which is a 3-year course and it is divided into 6 semesters. इसमें आपको कंप्लीट जो है पूरा जो 3 इयर्स में जो भी फैशन डिजाइनिंग में, जैसे पैटर्न मेकिंग है, गारमेंट कंस्ट्रक्शन है, फैशन इलस्ट्रेशन है, ड्राइंग एंड स्केचिंग है, कैड है, फोटोशॉप है, फैशन इलस्ट्रेटर, ये सारे सब्जेक्ट्स रन कराए जाते हैं. ओके. एंड एक बी इसके बाद है ग्रेजुएशन कोर्स का ही, दैट इज बी डिजाइन. बी डिजाइन इज अ 4 year course which is divided into 8 semesters. In this, you will teach all these subjects except the marketing subject, which is very important in the export marketing today. Okay. And the fourth course is MSc Fashion and Design, which is of a 2 years course, and it is divided into 4 semesters. Okay. But all these courses are a part of a creativity. Okay. And we have a very wonderful company association that the most important thing, GKFTIA is giving 100% surety of internship and placement. And the company association is very good with us. That is like a Pantaloon, Lilliput, then Zara, Casa, Tarla. Export companies are also there, like Orient Craft, Swati Exim. We have around 15 to 50 companies almost with us as a company association, and the renowned designers. Okay. And the most important thing कि हमारे यहाँ पे बच्चों का जो interest area होता है उसके अकॉर्डिंग इंटर्नशिप एंड प्लेसमेंट दी जाती है. ओके. वो इम्पोर्टेंट जो है इंटर्नशिप क्या होता है, व्हाट इज एग्जैक्टली इंटर्नशिप. हम लोग जैसे पूरा कोर्स आप लोगों ने कंप्लीट किया, आप उसकी प्रैक्टिस करते हो जब आप किसी कंपनी में इंटर्नशिप के लिए जाते हो. वो प्रैक्टिस से आपको एक प्रॉपर तरीके का लर्निंग मिलता है. दैट इज प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज एक्चुअली. ओके. वो जो आपका लर्निंग होता है वो आपका एक एक्सपीरियंस बनता है, और वो एक्सपीरियंस जो बनता है वो आपको एक सक्सेस तक पहुंचाता है. तब जाके आपको लगता है यस, जो भी मैंने अपना पूरा फोकस और जो पूरा कंसंट्रेशन जो मैंने लगाया था, आज मुझे वो चीज अचीव हो गई है. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर थिंकिंग कि फैशन डिजाइनिंग करके क्या हो जाएगा, खाली एक फैशन डिजाइनर बन जाएंगे. बट नो, आपके पास एक एंडलेस कैरियर होता है फैशन डिजाइन फील्ड में. लाइक यू बिकम अ फ्रीलांसर आफ्टर कंप्लीटिंग दिस कोर्स. यू कुड रन योर बुटीक बिजनेस. आप मर्चेंटाइजर बन सकते हो, आप प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर बन सकते हो, फैशन कंसल्टेंट बन सकते हो, फैशन डिजाइनर भी बन सकते हो, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप हो सकता है, लेक्चरर बन सकते हैं आप, ब्रांड डेवलपर बन सकते हैं, आर्टिस्ट बन सकते हैं, फैशन स्टाइलिस्ट भी बन सकते हैं आप. इतने सारे आपके पास जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज होती है. दिस इज योर कैरियर. ओनली द थिंग इज दैट you have to focus on this. Okay. You have to just focus on your career. Okay. And अभी हम लोगों के यहाँ पे एडमिशंस ओपन हैं हर, तो आई थिंक आई शुड, एंड वी हैव अ वेरी लिमिटेड सीट बिकॉज वी आर गिविंग अ क्वालिटी. Okay. With quality, if we are giving a quality and we give you the assurance of 100% internship and placement, so we have a very limited seat. Okay. So I should say ki hurry, take the admission in our institute, and definitely you will get a good and a very good opportunity from our institute side. Okay. And I'm really very thankful to edu guys and ECPT for giving me a chance to interact with you guys. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Sharma. It was wonderful to meet you too. Hopefully,
Thank you.
in future, if we can connect and again invite you back to these sessions.
Sure, ma'am. Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Before I call upon our next guest speaker, quickly the video to be run by the IT, I would request. In the meantime, we'll just have a quick change of the studio. I'll be right back. In the meantime, please show the ECPT video, please.
Are you stressed out, indecisive, and confused about your career? ECPT A1 20 Minutes, world's most technologically advanced career predictive test. IBM's AI and deep learning technology will match your skills and aptitude to over 1,400 careers. Get your career tested at ecptonline.com.
Was ECPT for all. We are back into our studio. Today's topic, exam preparation, how to focus and concentrate, is going steady. I think this session will bring more clarity overall for everyone. Our next guest speaker of the day is a dear friend, a professional teacher, and above all, a very effective mentor for a sea of students in his career. Please welcome Mr. Vishal Kumar.
Thank you, Jilam. It's indeed a pleasure to be here, and a big thank you to Team ECPT for inviting me. And probably I'll be very happy if I could help all these young students who are your listener today. So thank you so much.
Thank you. We got you for that only because I know how you actually guide, and I'm there. I witnessed it. So I have few questions already prepared in a way. So it's like as the exams are in full swing, it's often concerned that the students will not be able to maintain the concentration. Okay. So it's for one subject and then again another exam and another subject. So that becomes kind of a continuity of the concentration phase. What is the solution according to you for this?
See, it's during the exam time, if you look at the people, look at the young students today, especially in this era, they have a lot of stress. We, as a parents, as a mentor, as a teacher, we definitely look up to things from our perspective. But at the same time, it is very important for us as a teacher, as a mentor, कि हम उनके angle से situations को समझें, and we should try our level best to make things simpler for them. That is our external support I'm talking about here. Now coming from the students' perspective, कि उनको किन बातों का ध्यान रखना बहुत जरूरी होता है during this entire process. किसी भी एग्जाम की तैयारी, किसी भी एग्जाम का प्रिपरेशन इज ऑलवेज स्ट्रेसफुल. इट्स अ स्ट्रेसफुल जर्नी ओवर. तो नंबर एक, जो अगर मैं उसको थोड़े सीक्वेंस में आपको इन बच्चों को बताऊं, so first and foremost thing, it is very important you find the right place where you are doing your preparation. The environment plays a vital role. Okay. For example, if I'm studying something sitting in a library or probably in my bedroom or probably in my study room, that is one scenario. And second, I'm sitting in a probably coffee shop and studying and trying to grasp things. Again, if you see, everyone has their different way of taking things. Probably some of them will say that I'm more comfortable sitting in a coffee shop and concentrating. Some of them will say that I'll prefer a lonely place with library or a study room. तो ये समझना जरूरी है कि आपके लिए वो environment कितना important है and what environment suits you the best. That is very important. दूसरी बात जो होती है concentration के point of view से, that it is very important that you do your pre-rituals. पढ़ाई पे बैठने के बाद what are the things you need? The preparation, the pre-preparation is important. See, you sit down to study. You have done your 10 minutes of studies and then you think, oh, I forgot my highlighter. Or probably I forgot my calculator. For you, it is very easy as a chota cheez. You get up, you grab it, you study again. No.
Concentration.
You lose your concentration. You lose that break. So it's very important, and this I would like to say this to all the audience, all the young kids, all the students who are listening, that do your pre-homework. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry to sit down and study. Take your time. Prepare yourself well. Get all your tools and things in place before you start your process. Third thing, if I'll tell you, today, probably in your time or in my time, we never had this distraction called mobile phone.
Exactly.
Today, although it has got a lot of positive side. Technology is something which is great. I'm always in a big favor of technology. But when it comes to the education, when it comes to that concentration, you need to avoid things which could distract you. So, even if you're studying, you are deep into your books, and you find a small notification on your mobile, ting, That one small thing can take away all your concentration, and that will not be only for another 2 minutes or 3 minutes. That could take your concentration for another 1 hour. So that is gone. One more important thing is today, those digital tools are there available on the digital platform when you're studying. So you need to identify the right tools which will help you to study. Like for example, you talk about any particular topic. You go and Google it, you will get 200 things on the same topic. Now, a young student here, they might get confused कि क्या लेना है और क्या नहीं लेना है. Today, if you'll see, when you get too many things on board, more than what you have to take, what you don't have to take is more. तो ये filtration मेरे हिसाब से झिलम is very important for any student to identify.
See, Vishal, the issue mainly here is like what we have faced in 2020 in the virtual classroom and all this. So, what do you think? Its concentration is also important, like you are attending physically a classroom is more than this online or virtual platform, because again in mobile you are connecting with the mobile, right?
Absolutely.
And then suddenly a message comes, but you are online. So what do you think is there that is a reason of less concentration, or I don't know, like there is a concern about this?
Absolutely. Concentration today, Jilam, to be honest with you, it is one of the most important thing, and not only for the students, rather, even for you and me, even for the professionals, even for a housewife, even for a mother, even for somebody who is doing any kind of job. Because to be honest with you, concentration is a gateway of everything. Your thought process, your reasoning skills, your listening skills. Unless if you don't concentrate, it means the message, the information is not going into your mind. So if that input is not correct, the input has not gone down well to your brain,
The output will never be.
Absolutely. It is such a simple process. And to be honest with you, if you don't concentrate effectively, as you rightly said, the output will not be what it should be. So this is very important. And in online virtual platform, there's one thing which is missing is that personal touch.
Yes.
Teaching or educating is very important. Although the knowledge you can definitely find anywhere, but unfortunately in this scenario, what we are going through, probably it is a normal, new norm for tomorrow. There's no doubt to it. But that personal touch, which has gone wrong, is somehow affecting the concentration also.
Okay, how last minute revision help? Like at times it was used to be like I have done all the I'm sharing my experience, like I've done everything, but while going through, I used to have a school bus which used to take me to the school. Suddenly I found like all my student like friends are reading, okay, while going to the exam. So I also got into and jumped into it, and I also started, okay, let me check this if this comes. So how you take that as last minute revision? Just it's good, it actually pays.
See, again, it varies from person to person, but I am a strong believer of continuous preparation rather than last minute preparation. It helps. I'm not saying it. Probably there are certain things, but what happens if in a short span of time, if you try to eat everything from the table,
Right.
it will have an adverse effect. And इसके पीछे भी एक psychology है. I am not saying this for everyone, but there are a segment of students or parents. This is again very important for all the parents if they're listening to me. Today, we are focusing more on grades and less on skills. Today, it should not, especially now. If you would have said this 25 years back, 15 years back, I would have said no problem. Numbers, percentage, matters. But today, that skills are more important than grades. What you learn, rather than, I can give you plenty examples where a student who got probably 70% marks in their exam, they are doing far, far, far better than probably people who have done, with all due respect. It's
No,
not
no,
that
no.
I'm
Yeah,
taking
yeah.
any credit
Absolutely,
away
absolutely.
from the students who secure that 95 or 97, 99%. I think you all deserve a big round of applause. But it is important that the people who focus on skill learning will get a longer benefit, a better benefit, and
The
more than that,
practical
more
world.
efficient way.
Hmm.
Last minute preparation, coming back to your question, you can do it, but again, my philosophy will always remain the same, that a continuous process helps you more because it remains in your mind and you will be able to execute it in a better way rather than trying to eat up everything from the table in the last second.
Um, a lot of thoughts. Distractions come before the exam time. How can I student avoid those?
Distraction, it is actually, it's not distraction. I'll tell you honestly what happens. Just to quote you a simple example, like at times what happens when you get a question paper
Hmm.
and you go blank.
Absolutely.
Is
Blank.
that what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
trying to ask?
You know,
The students,
absolutely.
absolutely. So the students who prepare, who study throughout the year, but at last moment you will find them that they give up or they go blank. No, oh shit, I forgot everything. It happens. It happens to many students. This is, to be honest with you, it is not about lack of preparation. It is all about your nerves control. You see, there are many players. If I'll relate this to sports, because all these youngsters are too much
Ah.
into sports, there are some good players who play exceptionally well in the practice matches. But the minute they enter the field, they enter the arena, there is something called match pressure.
Hmm.
So this is all about learning the art of facing the pressure, and that can happen gradually. How you can do it is simple as you more and more you practice, like at home when you study. How do you study? You have a book, you have at times you go for sample question paper and you study. But very few students you will see, they'll go with the time. Okay, let's practice this within this
Within
mindset.
time.
So what you are actually doing, you are preparing yourself for that last minute challenge which will come. Although it will not be the same. I know when you're practicing, you have nothing to lose. But at least it will help you to prepare. It's just like military. The best example I can give you. Why do you see them practicing the target all throughout the year? Because they know that they can come across that situation anytime. So it is just that nerves control. It's all about concentration. It's all about coming out of that fear factor. Always have that self belief in you. सबसे जरूरी ये बहुत जरूरी है, ये हर बच्चों के लिए बहुत जरूरी है. That first and foremost thing, believe yourself that I can do it. You don't have to compare. यहाँ पे if you will see where the problem begins. If I get 70% in my exam and I'm happy, I know there is a scope of improvement. That is fair enough. I understand. But if I get 70%, it does not mean that I'm bad than anybody else or I'm better than anybody else. It is your belief that yes, this is what my capability is just now, but definitely I have an area of improvement, I have a scope of improvement, which I'll do it.
You are you. Be
Exactly.
you.
Don't compare. All five fingers are not same. But trust me, Jilam, all five fingers are equally important. Equally important.
But this pressure also comes from parents. Sorry, don't take me any wrong way. Like,
100%.
peer pressure, parents like X has done this, why you are not being able to do it. And these are the people like actually making, maybe unknowingly, giving that pressure and.
Thanks for raising this point. I'll give you, forget about other, I'll give you my own example. I come from a background where everybody in my family was a science student. Everybody. My father was a doctor. My mother, she's a PhD physics. My elder brother is a doctor. And I'm a hotelier by profession. Although I'm a hardcore physics, chemistry, bio, maths, and class 12.
Combination. Okay.
Absolutely. Everybody in my family, they wanted me to become an engineer. Everyone. I had a lot of peer pressure. But the point here is, you yourself should know what is your own ability. Nobody can judge you better than you yourself. Judge yourself. Find every individual on this planet Earth is blessed with a unique quality in themselves. What you just need to do is to identify that quality. The minute you identify your strength, the minute you know what you are good at, I think the world is waiting for you. Success is no definition, Jilam. Success you cannot compare with money, with power, with designation, with position. No. Success is all about you achieving what you always wanted to achieve in life. Success is about self-satisfaction.
Yeah.
Success is about, this is what I believe in. And I think all these young kids today, there's a lot of competition around. There are a
Too
lot of
much, too
unnecessary
much.
pressure.
Yes.
And on top of that, this word peer pressure should not be on top of their head. If tomorrow, as a parent, you are also a parent, I'm also a parent. As a parent, what is my responsibility is to ensure that I give the best of the best education to my child. That's it. What he wants to do in life is his decision. We will always be there to support them. We will always be there to guide them, but not to dictate them. That era has gone. Today, the parents should become supportive, not dictative. So do not decide their dream, live with their dream.
Brilliantly said. Any specific tip how to keep the body and mind calm?
Absolutely. Today, if you see in 2020, we are very much into digital tools and technologies. I think I still am an old school follower. Go enjoy your morning walk, take some fresh air, spend some time on the field, keep your body fit, concentrate, exercise, eat healthy. These are all important factors, Gilam, ultimately, which helps you a lot. And to prove these points, I think history is the witness. I don't need to give any justification to it. Real time yoga, a fresh walk. I'm sure you must be doing it. A fresh walk early morning for 10 minutes.
Rejuvenating.
It gives you a big and real smile on the face for the rest of the day.
No, no.
A young kid of 17, 15-year-old, even say my son is 7-year-old. I see him sitting on the day during lockdown, whole day in the house. And when he gets the time to go and spend on field, the entire his routine, his excitement, his expression changes, which is a good thing, because if you spend and go and play for some time, you get a good sleep. The minute you get a good sleep, next day you feel fresh.
It's all chain
It's
reaction.
a chain reaction. And remedies are all real time and natural remedies. We don't have to look for somebody else. Just change the life routine. Be positive. Think positive. Don't take unnecessary stress. Not required. Absolutely not required. Smile. Free of cost. Absolutely free. Live your life. Live your dream. Plan your life. And I think nothing is impossible on this planet. Nothing is impossible.
Now there are a few technical ways of questions. How time management is important during the exam preparation.
Very important. Very, as I said before, that what we try to do, we try to eat up everything in a less time, less span time. The point here is you need to prioritize your studies. Or studies, rather, I should use the word preparation. Whatever you are preparing for. If you're preparing for class 10th exam, or you are preparing for a job interview,
everywhere across.
You need to, first and foremost thing, you need to have that clarity in mind, that what is my top priority and what I'm good at. So there is one area of weakness and there is one called area of improvement. So weakness, it means you have to give more time to it.
Exactly. Normally it's like, what I was like, I used to hate a subject, I used to ignore it. But eventually I realized it's not that. Like when you don't like a subject, you have to be more friendly with. So give more time to that subject. So
simple solution is, what is the best way to solve a problem? What is the best way to solve it? To face the problem. Don't run away from the problem.
Don't run.
Just spend more time. And today in this era, you have everything around you. Every knowledge, every tool is possible. So go and face it. Plan your studies well. Plan your day well. Get your itinerary. Get into good habits of, maintaining your things to do. Your itinerary, time break. You don't have to study for 8 hours in a day. No, because you will not, eventually, it will not be effective. You study for 3 hours with a good interval, but make sure you're doing effective learning. It's not about studying for 8 hours. It's about effective learning. You study 2 hours, but make sure you learn something.
Something from that.
And it is just like tomorrow when you wake up, you should know more than what you learned. What you had yesterday. So it's very simple.
During exam time, now it is like during the exam is live. So should I try all the questions or I should select and then try all out.
So again, this is a very situation-oriented
yeah,
question,
absolutely.
and depends upon what exam are you appearing for.
Mm.
How was your preparation like? Whether you have done that practice beforehand or not. But what I used to do again, in exam, nobody likes to take a chance. Nobody likes to take a risk. So first and foremost thing, you should target what you are 100% confident about,
Absolutely.
what you are sure about. And then if you feel you're still left with time, you still have that liberty around you, then definitely you can try for things which you are not very sure about or which you are partially confident about.
Because there are few, I don't know, I forgot those. There was like negative marking.
Absolutely. And what happens if you go all one after the other? What happens that you try to answer those questions which you're not 100% sure about, and just because you're not sure about what you actually do, which students fail to understand, you tend to spend more time into it because you're not confident. You are trying, but your mind is saying it's 50-50. So you think more about it. The minute you think more about it, you spend more time on it.
So this is just the opposite formula of a
Exactly.
subject you're not liking, but you are more into it. But in a question paper, when you're not liking a question because you're not comfortable, don't pay that much attention. First, address which questions you are friendly with.
Absolutely.
Just the opposite way of attending the not so good subjects and not so good questions.
Absolutely.
Just opposite.
Absolutely. Because what happens that when you waste too much of time on that, eventually you are left with
Affecting
less time.
yeah.
You are left with less time for the questions which you are 100% sure about.
Right.
But you are not, you don't have that liberty now to explain it in a proper way because you have wasted a lot of time on things which was not that, sure about.
Secret mantra to plan your studies.
Oh, as I said, very simple. Planning of your day is more important. A fresh mind is more important. It's like when you're, again, as I was quoting an example of Indian Army or any army, when you go to the border to fight out, what will you go with? I'm sure you will prefer to go with all the possible weapons you have. So those weapons will come from preparation. So plan your day well. Don't over stress yourself. Don't try to go for hourly studies. As I said, don't go for grade mark studies. Go for skilled studies. Go for effective studies. So the secret here is planning of your day, a healthy mind, healthy body, and good concentration. It can be even for 2 hours a day, no problem. But just make sure that in those 2 hours, you are 100% into it. And when you finish that 2 hours, you have learned something out of it, which will remain with you for a longer period of time.
Any special message you want to share? Because you have actually shared a lot of areas and a lot of way addressing the students, but anything specific you want to share with those who have come here with the registration and attending our exam preparation, focus, concentration?
See, to be honest with you, I was going through your ECPT entire tool, and I must say it is a great tool in this era. Because why I'm a big fan of ECPT myself is because today the biggest problem we have around is we have too many options.
You have started with that.
We have too many options, and as I said, career is something which remains with you till your last breath. It gives you your identity. It gives you your name for the rest of your life. So what is important for all of you is uh, please choose the right career as per your own ability. When it comes to career, please don't try to please somebody else. Don't, and you can just go and tell this to your parents also. I don't mind, you can quote my name there, because career is something which is your property. Career is something which is going to have a direct impact on your life, and it is very important that you choose a career as per your own area of interest, as per your own strengths, and as per your own passion. So take it easy, plenty options around, and it is very important that in today's era you have product like ECPT which can help you to choose three of your best careers as per your own strengths, your own abilities. Go for it, take the right decision. Wish you all the very best, and I'm sure with the right attitude, right mindset, and positive passion, I think you will achieve all the success and all the heights in life.
What a wonderful pep up, I would say a wonderful chat. Thank you, Risha.
Pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jilam, for inviting me.
As you're already aware, ECPT has always thought a step ahead, especially concerning to inspire or motivate students regarding any sort of education. I would like again to request you, just click www.ecptonline.com and take a look, like what is it there, like how where Vishal was saying, you yourself should choose what you want to be in future. It's like individual career path. Okay, can we have an ECPT slide with the details from IT, so that yes, it's kind of an detail login ID, call support. If anything you need, we are there to help. And everything has to have an end for a new beginning. Okay, so yes, we are almost at the fag end of today's webinar. On behalf of ECPT team, I, Jhilam Banerjee, live from our Kolkata studio, thank each one of you who have registered and given us this platform and shared your time. We surely will meet soon and with yet another relevant and interesting topic for all the students. Till then, take care. Bye. Namaskar.